We're here with Delta, and who are you?
My name is Jörg. I'm actually German. I'm living in Denmark for a couple of years, more than 15 years actually. And we are doing microelectronics and testing and any kind of technology development, from optics to acoustics to EMC to you name it.
So let's see what you have here.
Yeah, let's see what we have.
So what are you showing here? The IDTechEx Show.
So what we have here now for this IoT conference, we have a chip, a little ASIC, it's called Application Specific Integrated Circuit, ASIC.
Okay.
And this is for customers who are interested in integrating electronics from like many discrete components, shrinking it down to only one single chip. And this is what we did here for an NFC application, that is near field communication. That means you can use this chip to connect external sensors, digital sensors, analog sensors, or whatever kind of sensors, to connect these sensors to a smartphone. That means you can have an app on the smartphone that can connect to the chip via an app, and then you can go into the locking setup, where you can choose, for instance, the locking intervals from 1 second, 1 minute. Maybe I can help you there a little bit. And you can choose whether you want to measure temperature or you have an external sensor, and then you can choose whether you want to have a battery or not. Then you can start locking, and then you have to delete some data. And using this chip, you can, for instance, make a temperature locker, which this company has done here, that you can stick on a package. Then you can start the locking of the temperature. You send the package away to Africa or wherever, and when it comes back, or when it comes to the recipient, the other guy can use another app and read out this sensor, and then he knows whether the package has been exposed to high temperature, low temperatures, or exceeded a specific limit of temperatures.
So here's rigid, but you're making the same thing here?
Yes, if you want to make it thinner or flexible, this is our demonstrator. Customers buy this board in order to connect sensors, in order to play around, put software on it and test the application.
Is it a development kit?
This is a development kit, exactly.
And
you
this
can
is
order
the final?
it from us. Well, if you want it, this is the final. You can also change the size of the coil or whatever you want. But this is then the cheap and flexible version. Here you can see our chip, and then you have some passive components to it, and the connector for the battery. And then you can put this into some packaging, plastic, still flexible. You can put some glue on the back side, so you can actually stick this batch to a package, and then you send it off. And it's a disposable, so you can throw it away if you want.
Is it safe disposable?
Safe in what sense?
Like, what's the battery, and it's going to be okay to throw it out?
You can reuse it for like a year, at least.
A year?
A year, yeah.
What's the battery?
The battery is a little coin cell. It's just a little like this one here, but thinner.
All right.
So it's a nice.
So you have a chip here. Did you glue it on, or?
Well, in this case, this is actually glued, but it's a conductive glue. So that means you have particles in the glue that are conductive, and if you compress the glue, there where you have little dots on the chip, you can get a connection to the substrate, and there where you get the electronic connection without any soldering and stuff like that.
So you're talking about an ASIC chip. Is that the center of your technology?
It is. ASIC means ASIC, Application Specific Integrated Circuit.
So it's not an ARM processor?
Well, you can put an ARM processor into it. So this chip, for instance, has also a CPU in it. This is the chip. And this chip integrates everything that you need actually for NFC communication. You have the interface to the phone, you have the CPU, which is an MSP 430, an open MSP 430. You have a temperature sensor, you have for the external sensors an AD converter, you have a digital SPI interface, you have even an encryption, you have also a very big memory to save the data. So you can read out the sensors, you can compute the data from the sensors, you can save the data, and at the end you can transfer the data via NFC to a smartphone and thereby into the cloud to the rest of the world.
So it sounds like an SoC, but it's not. It's not an SoC?
SoC?
Like a system on chip? It's more simple than that, or it's different than that? It's a different application?
It's you can use the chip and put it into a multi-chip package, for instance. Then you have a system on a chip, yeah. But Well, in some cases we can say that it's a system on chip. Yes, it has a temperature sensor, it has a CPU, everything is in one chip. Yeah, it's a system on chip.
And your solutions go in many things around the world?
Well, you can use this chip for, of course, reading out any kind of stuff. You can read out the light conditions with the light sensor, and then you can communicate this wireless to a central lighting station. So you adapt the lighting. You can read out, are people there? Are people walking around? Are they passing by? Are they stopping by? So you can control whether people are stopping by your shelves and are buying your product or not. You can measure temperature and adjust the temperature, of course, in-house. Applications are endless.
Are you shipping to millions of products?
Well, we are shipping ASICs to millions of customers, but those are all ASICs, all customer-specific ASICs or ICs. That means they go into specific applications and can only be used in this application, and it's not like a consumer standard product. This chip that I just presented, that is our first standard product, so to say, which can be used in different applications.